Welcome back to the channel and welcome to this 88 rated World Cup hero Joker player review. Looking forward to this one. Obviously one of the new cards from the new heroes batch. Anyway, let's see how we got on with him. I won't lie, it did actually take me a bit of time to get used to this guy. He did start off playing as a left mid for me, but later on, as you'll see in the footage, I did move him into a central role, and I've got to say, he benefited from that a lot. Anyway, as you can see, in game one, we had a lot of defending to do, and Joker, he didn't shy away from that. He was up and down that wing, helping out in attack, helping out in defense. As you can see, joining on here with a pass from Dempsey. Puts the ball back inside nicely for Dempsey, but unfortunately, we could not convert that chance. Then, late into the game, Dempsey nabs the ball. He's going to send it back to Joker, who has a chance to score, and of course, he takes it in injury time. Very, very big and important goal, that one, and we did go on to win in extra time, which was nice. Good bit of ball control here before finding Papin, who then found Dempsey, who unfortunately did not connect. And then Joker with the volley. That would have been an absolutely sensational goal, but it was in the right place at the right time. Unfortunate not to finish the move. As you saw there, once again, heavily involved in the build-up, and that is what I really liked about this guy. When he got involved, he was really effective. The main issue I had with him was just initially getting him involved when obviously he was out on the wing, and that's why, like I touched on earlier, I did move him to a more central role. But his deliveries for the most part were really good. As you can see here, setting up a nice goal for Donovan. So then we move on into another matchup. I've got to be honest, my gameplay the past weekend has not been great, like just so slow, but as you saw there, really nice through ball from Joker into Papin, but sadly couldn't make the most of it. This is one thing that I need to highlight with this Joker card. Obviously, he's right-footed and actually has a semi-decent weak foot, but he was just one of them players who just wanted to go with his weak foot for like shots and passes, and it was really frustrating even when I tried to get it on to his stronger foot. But it does set up Mascherano really nicely for a goal there just after the hour mark. Gotta say, tidy finish from Mascherano as well. You do not save those. Anyway, into another game we go. Really nice run there by Cole to get past the fullback. He's then going to put in a... Honestly, I don't actually think it's a terrible ball at all. If the striker's in the right position, there's maybe a chance to be created there. Anyway, some nice balance and physical shown by Cole there to stay on his feet despite the challenge from the defender, and then a beautiful outside the foot shot into the back of net to bring us level in this game. And in this match, we were actually 2-0 down for a bit, so to bring it back, it was beautiful to see. And once again, really nice footwork from Cole and a tidy assist for Ribery. You can tell by the gameplay now that he has now moved into that central role because, yeah, as you can see, we're just getting him more and more involved. Really nice chance there. I probably should have done a bit better with the shot. Maybe I could have pushed the pass, but it is what it is. Nice pace here to get himself around Walker. Good bit of skill as well. Delivery isn't too bad, but I definitely would have liked a bit more on it. Really solid through ball though here for Papin. Sadly, the touches were just not in my favour in that scenario. And then we come on to the final game, and I've got to be honest, I don't know how he didn't score here. You can see my left stick, I aimed to the corner, and unfortunately went with his left and didn't put it in the back of the net. But it didn't matter because in this game, he was on fire, linking up with all the attack, as you can see with Donovan there. Really tidy through ball here for Ribery. We get, yeah, a bit fortunate, but we stay composed, and Ribery puts the ball in the back of the net. We can count that one as an assist, alright? And then late into the game, Joker whips it in. Chance for Ribery. Oh, shoulda took that one. Anyway, late into the game, we love late goals. We're on constant pressure. We need to score, and Joker is there for the tap in. Bit sweaty, but you got to do what you got to do, and we do pull it level just before the 90th minute. Alright, so this is the team that I was using Joker in. Obviously, in games, he did sometimes start at left cam, but I much preferred him as a central cam, so if you're going to use him, that's definitely what I advise. He finished up his time in the club with 7 games, 3 goals, and 5 assists, which I think is actually a really respectable record, especially considering the level of the opposition we were coming up against, and the fact he was just getting shifted all over positionally. So I'm actually really happy with his output. Obviously this card has a bunch of alternative positions, so you can, use him on either wing or centrally, and like I've said, many times now, I definitely do advise him in that central role. In regards to his in-game stats, just on face value, there's obviously some terrific attributes. The dribbling column is absolutely stacked with stats like 91 agility, 93 dribbling, and the passing also looks good for most part with the 88 short passing. Shame about the long passing, but that's one of the reasons why I put a catalyst on him. Shooting for a wide mid slash central mid is actually alright. Nice finishing of 87, good long shots of 89, and obviously he's got very good pace, and with something like a shadow, a hunter or a catalyst, you do pretty much max out his pace, so you can see why he had those speed boosts in game. Of course, we have to talk about the outside the foot shot trait, because this year it is just so overpowered, so that is obviously a big bonus to this card straight away. Alright, so what are the positives of this item? Because, to be honest, there are many. The main one for me was the outside the foot shot. I really like that on a player this year, as I'm sure, most of you do. It's very OP, so it's great to have on this card. Definitely one of the standouts for me. Secondly, gotta mention the pace. Like I've already touched on in game, he did feel really quick, which is something that I liked. Obviously, that pace though was aided by the chem style that I chose to use. Really liked his short passing as well. He has some really nice link up abilities, which is class, and his dribbling for most part did feel really nice. You'll see in the footage scenarios where he's in a really tight spot, but just wiggles around a little bit and then releases the ball, which is obviously absolutely fantastic. And obviously another positive, which goes without saying, is the 4-star skill move slash weak foot set that this man does indeed have. On the flip side of things, there is some negatives to this card. One of the main ones that I found was stamina. He's only got 82 stamina as a stat, and in-game, especially in the latter stages, you can feel that. So he's not really, a full 90-minute player, especially if you are running with him a lot. Another comment I have to make is composure. Just when under pressure, nowhere near as good, and that is quite notable, and it's just a shame that that's not a little bit better, especially on what ultimately is a pretty high-end card. Another thing I have to comment on, which I already kind of have during the gameplay, was the fact that he seems so eager, or he just didn't want to use his stronger foot in some situations, even when it just made more sense, and that was just really frustrating. I'd try and get it onto his right foot, but he'd still go with his left, which was, just a little bit of an annoyance. And then finally, just the base positioning of the card. Like, once he gets going forward and making a run is quite good, but his actual base positioning, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes can just be a bit all over the place. I think the best way to describe his positioning, like the base positioning, is probably inconsistent. So with all that being said, what is the verdict on this card? I have to say, in regards to value for money, he's just not quite there for me. I feel like you can pick up some really elite midfielders for around 400k, which is, what this guy is going for, just under. So in terms of value for money, he's just not there. Also, the fact that, gotta be honest, he's not a massive upgrade versus the previous Joko card, so yeah, it's just not worth times 3 the previous item. Is it better? Sure. Is it, massively instantly noticeable better? No, unfortunately, it's not. But still, it's a good item, and in the right hands, I do think it could do, a really good job. I just wish the stamina, composure, and pretty much everything that I said in the negatives was just a bit better on the item. But I did enjoy using him, and yeah, the outside the foot shot with this guy from distance was actually really useful. Like I've touched on a few times, if you do plan on using this guy, I personally preferred him as a running central cam, so that would be my recommendation of where to play him. But overall verdict, is this card worth picking up? Not for me, not at that price. I just think there's better options available. But if you try him out, let me know how you get on with him in the comments down below. As per usual, thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.